Hi guys, so hopefully you can hear us. We are running the dishwasher right now, but we did want to go ahead and record this video. So we have been parents of two for 5 weeks now. So we're going to talk about kind of like the change. Everybody says that going from one child to two kids is the hardest. So how do you feel about that statement?
I feel like they need to step their game up.
Do you see where they could be coming from?
Not the slightest bit.
I feel like I could see where that statement comes from as far as being a mom, because it is a lot, especially if you are nursing or breastfeeding, to try to, I guess, balance it all. I had a conversation with one of my friends and was like, balance is definitely a myth, because there is no way that I'm supposed to be able to do all of these things and only have 24 hours to do them and have to do them every 24 hours. So as far as being a mom, I see where that could come from. You gotta spend time with your firstborn, but then your new baby needs to eat very often as a newborn. I'm exclusively pumping, so that's just a whole nother thing. We tried to start this system where every time Wylie sits down to feed Kyrie, that I instantly stop what I'm doing as well, sit down and start pumping. But it's also just like, that's not always the case. I can't always stop what I'm doing, sit down and start pumping. So I was saying, like, just also wanting Christopher to feel like, we're giving him time, because especially when it's feeding time, it can seem like everybody's attention has shifted just to Kyrie. You get that? So yeah, I can see where it comes from. What would you say was the easiest thing about it?
The easiest thing? It's all easy. I seem like I had a tough time to you.
We had a tough time adjusting to waking up again, because Christopher had been sleeping through the night in his own bed, in his room for a while. And then it's like, now somebody's in the room with us. They're waking up every couple of hours.
Is it we had a tough time, or is it just waking up in the middle of the night is not easy for anybody? That's what I'm saying. Like, it was, I would say definitely this child experience is way easier than our first time. And that's why I'm coming with it. Like, it's not, if you can't handle this, you got something wrong with your kids, maybe. Because my two kids have made this a very pleasant experience. They like each other. You disagree?
He got something to say. He's raising his hand.
They like each other. And it's all fine for me.
I would say the easiest thing is, like you said, they like each other. So at first, like, I've heard the horror stories of the firstborn being extremely jealous and trying to harm the new baby and do all kinds of things to get rid of them. And I was like, I was praying about it, because I really didn't want that. And I know that it's just being a young, like, the child's age, the older child's age, and all those things play a factor into things like that. And then, like, also the parents and how they react and stuff play a factor as well. But I was praying heavily on God, please let them be, brothers that are close and that love one another and all that stuff. So just seeing them together has made it, like, easy. Like, Christopher, Kyrie's so cute, mommy. Like that, just makes it easy.
And he asked about him.
Yeah.
So where's Kyrie?
Yeah, he's always looking for him. And then anytime he makes any sound, and anytime Kyrie makes any noise, and Christopher doesn't feel like we're moving fast enough, he tell us, hey, my baby needs something. Christopher asked about him. He wants to feed him. He wants to hold him. There was a period at the beginning where he was like, he's too small, and he thought he was a baby doll. He didn't really want to touch him.
Which is completely understandable.
Nobody wants to touch a new baby.
I feel that way as well. It's like, it need to get some control of its back first.
No one wants to touch a new baby. So I don't know. That always cracks me up when people say that. Like, I'll wait till he get a little older before I hold him. And I'm like, okay, guys. What has been the hardest part? Toughest, most challenging, even though you say it's not that hard?
You gotta dump the diapers more frequently.
Yeah, I would say, like, just the reset of it all, in my opinion. Like, hitting reset on, like I said, the sleeping schedule, being more, like, fluid, like the diaper changes. Christopher, we had started potty training, so we weren't really changing diapers, pull-ups for him every other hour like we are for Kyrie, and Kyrie will be pooping on us actively while we're changing him. And it's kind of like, you know, like with Christopher, he knows to control it. If he's got to pee, he's not going to pee on us. He's just going to be like, I got to pee. So hitting reset on someone who can't talk, someone who, you know, is so tiny, the sleep schedule, the feedings all the time. Like, Christopher eats when we eat. Like, he'll let us know if he wants a snack or something, but basically he's eating maybe 5 times a day. Kyrie, he's eating what, every other hour, sometimes twice in an hour. So I would say that's the toughest part. It's just like recalibrating your body to multiple needs.
I mean, but I say, at least just comparing both children, Kyrie kind of understands nighttime. And he goes to sleep. Yeah, there was that 1 or 2 times maybe he woke up in the middle of the night and was just looking at you like, what's going on? But Christopher would be up. For real. The whole night and sleep all day. And it was a thing like, it's nighttime, he finna be awake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had a lot of anxiety with Christopher because every time it would get dark, I would just start freaking out. Like, here we go, it's about to be a long night because of that. And then it was also like a point where I kind of just like rolled into this, and I'm like, you've been training him to be awake at night? Like, what is going on? Because with my last recovery, I wasn't really able to do a lot when we first got home. And I was like, what y'all been on? Some night owl stuff? Like, why does baby don't sleep at night? Comparing the two. As far as recovery with me, what do you think about like this second time around?
Way easier. We left the hospital early.
I mean, we left the hospital early with Christopher too.
Yeah, but
we weren't supposed to leave.
We struggled out the hospital a little bit. And then we went back.
Yeah. I mean, I still went back this time, but it was different.
Yeah, that's way different. You went because somebody asked you to. Not because you needed to go. Mm-hmm. Which is a big difference.
So, just really quickly, I guess we can touch on it. The asking me to go back to the hospital. So, let me backtrack. With Christopher, I woke up and I had like an 103, 104 fever. I woke up and felt like my body was shutting down. Like, I could physically feel my organs giving out. And I was like, I feel like I'm about to die. I'm so scared. We have to get to the emergency room ASAP. So Wylie just packed us up, put us in the car, and we went to the emergency room. And yeah, I had an infection, and that was causing the fever. They had to put me on antibiotics, all this whole thing. And this time I went back because they think that I developed preeclampsia postpartum. They said that that is possible up until 2 weeks, postpartum, which I was right there when they took my blood pressure. My blood pressure, I never had any issues with throughout the pregnancy or ever at all in life, really. It was when I went to the hospital and I begged them to admit me to have Kyrie, that from that point is when my blood pressure started being an issue. It wasn't the reason for the C-section this time. That was elective. I was begging them to get him out and hurry up. So, yeah, that was what he meant by they asked me to go. She just wanted me to go and be monitored for a few hours. And then I came back home the same night. I guess this is backwards, but delivery-wise, what do you think about the two?
Way simpler.
This one turned into a comparison between the two instead of how life has been.
Life is good.
But why do you say way simpler?
I had time to get dressed.
You had time to get
No,
dressed?
I didn't.
Oh, you mean for the C-section?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm like, you were dressed. It's not like you went to the hospital.
They literally
and
ran in the room and threw a bag at me of blue stuff. Mm-hmm. And said, put it on. Mm-hmm. And started rolling. I ain't getting no rules. Nothing.
This time,
we walked down the hallway together. I got to wash my hands real good. Make some phone calls.
This time, it was way simpler. I went in. I asked them to do this, so it wasn't a surprise. Honestly, I don't think I ever discussed why I ended up electing a C-section, so I guess we could do this here. I was asking for a C-section in the name of saving myself, okay? I, at the end, was like, there's no way I am pushing a baby through my body. And I was like, just cut me, because I can't imagine. I don't think I would be able to hear BPW the same. I just was like, no thank you. I'll keep this together. And I just asked them to just cut me. I already knew what to expect for the most part. I had the worst, case scenario with my last one. And I was like, if I made it through that, I should be fine. And I came home and was walking and talking to him, not on a whole bunch of medications. I never took the heavy one they prescribed?
Oh, I don't even know. I don't know where it's
yeah, I don't even know where that pain medicine is at. Yeah, I chickened out. It was like, I don't want to push a baby through me, and let's do this C-section. Also, the contraction situation and laboring situation, it was just a lot. So if you look at the birth blog, maybe I'll do a separate video on it. But long story short, I chickened out, and I wanted a C-section to be safe, not sorry. Where do you see yourself in a year? As far as, I knew you was about to be aggravated. like in a year, as a father of two boys, what do you think is gonna be the evolution of this?
I see myself having a lot more Band-Aids. Maybe a first aid kit. What's the stitch stuff that you put on? It's like liquid.
Liquid Band-Aid?
No, liquid stitches.
I don't know. I
see a lot of that. Because the first child is getting a lot more adventurous. He was kind of timid and careful, but he's slowly coming out of that. And he'll throw his body. That stuff. And I could see this one following right along. That's what we doing.
I think that we will need a lot more snacks. This one eats a lot. Christopher was already eating, when it came to something that he liked, a couple weeks ago, we had tacos. They were the little mini street tacos. But he had 4 of them and was asking for more. And then I'm just like, you're only 2. What in the world? Even before that, he would eat 2 hot dogs at a time. And I'm like, where are you putting all this stuff?
That's why you gotta humble them early. You teach them ramen.
No. I do not want ramen ever again in my life. I guess we could do this real quick. Cravings. Did you crave anything while I was pregnant?
Did I crave anything?
I know I had cravings.
Why would I crave something?
Because some men have pregnancy cravings.
They was lying.
All right. I crave.
Put the cravings on everybody.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
How?
Because when they take up the whole pantry.
All right.
Because you need so much.
When I was pregnant with Christopher, there was like a month to a month and a half where I could eat nothing but ramen. And I am not exaggerating. If I didn't have it, if I tried to eat anything other than ramen for breakfast, I would throw it up. If I tried to eat anything other than ramen at any other time, I would just throw it up. And that was it. It was very sad, honestly.
Ramen is good, though.
No, not that many times. Not 3 to 4 times a day, every day, for a month to a month and a half.
But you only spent like $5 collectively that month.
It wasn't about the money. It was about me. Now, Christopher loves ramen, and I just be looking at him in disgust. Like, why?
He'd get excited and dance.
Yes, noodles. It's like, yuck. And then cravings with Kyrie were just Funyuns that came out of nowhere, and I was like,
we haven't had Funyuns since.
ugh. I can't imagine why I was eating so many bags. And then we were like price checking to make sure I was getting the most for my money. I was like, where
Like,
can I get the largest bag?
Many.
Yes, I needed, like, every time I would get just the little snack size bags, I'd be like, bring me 2 or 3 at a time. Overall, how do you feel now that you got 2 boys?
I feel like I'm exactly what I'm supposed to be.
I am overjoyed. I've always wanted to be a boy mom and only have sons. That was my life dream. So I'm living it up. I'm so excited to see how Kyrie follows like you and Christopher, because Christopher, he is like always, he's so concerned about me, and I love it because he's just so caring. Obviously my hands always take a hard hit when I have a baby, and they always dry from washing them all the time and stuff. And Christopher was like, "Mommy, you hand hurt?" And I was like, "It's just dry." He was like, "You need to put something on it, Mommy." And then he prayed for me. And it was so sweet. And so... Any other things you want to talk about?
He make a lot of weird animal noises.
Oh my God. Yes.
Like dolphin sound.
Yes.
Unprompted.
I can never catch it, but I think I talked about it in another video where he sounds like the sound that they put on SpongeBob when they were cussing in that one episode. The little dolphin sound. It's like identical. So yes. Hopefully we can catch him doing it. This video is way longer than intended. But that's basically what our life has been for the last 2 months. I will say thank you for allowing me to rest and allowing me to take my time to heal, telling me to sit down, and making sure that I am at 100% as often as you can. I know we've kind of been like tag teaming a couple weeks ago or nights ago. I don't know, time is all morphed together at this point, but when you weren't feeling well, I was able to pick up the slack. And I was like, I'm only able to do this because you made me sit down and get my life together. So I just wanted to thank you publicly for all the love and making sure that your number one is straight. Because you know me, I'm always about everybody else first. So thank you.
You're welcome.
You ain't gonna tell me thank you for having these babies? I just like...
I mean...
Shut up. Say something crazy.
I just want to thank you for bringing forth these dependents.
Yeah. Dependent.
Now that the season is upon us.
You are so annoying.
I'm very grateful at the top of the year every year.
You are so aggravated. But yeah.
I look forward to doing this again and again and again. Hold on, what's the max? They say 6 kids. I look forward to doing this until a max of 6 times. Because then it's no longer beneficial. Unless you have a television show.
You're welcome for your dependence, I guess. But yeah. That's all. We'll see you guys in the next video.